We have here the brand new Scott Foil RC 10 2023 in a size large, weighing in at 17 pounds 15 ounces, and in kilos 8.14, 13, 14 kilos. Stay tuned after the video where your free buy sent us and these wheels right here. Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today I have for you guys this brand new 2023 Scott Foil RC 10. This is a size large, and as you guys just saw, weighed right underneath 18 pounds. This bike is a really good deal in my opinion. It's $6,999, so just at $7 grand. You're getting a full electronic Ultegra Di2 12-speed, carbon fiber wheels, and also a carbon fiber handlebar as well. This is the brand new iteration of the Scott Foil where they change a lot of things around. We'll talk about the details of what this bike got changed from last year to this year, and also some of the specs that come to equip with this bike. I did also do a video on the Scott Foil RC20, my last video, so I'll put a little link up right here as well. A lot of things I noticed with that video: you either hated this bike or you love this bike. You know, and what that means is you can either hate it or you can love it, which brings me back to the point of all about hating or loving something. When you're thinking about loving something or you either hate it, you can either love it, one, or two, you could hate it. So that just brings me to the full circle of this bike about loving or hating it. I love it, but a lot of people hate it. Also, I got another comment in the other okay. Also, I got another comment on this video on the RC20. Someone literally just commented, "Can you sit on the top tube without cracking it?" What the hell does that mean? What do you, like, sit on it? Oh, okay, I'm gonna sit on it right now. Yeah, I can sit on this thing, just kind of like leaning on it, yeah. But I'm sure, just like anything, it has its breaking points, and if you smash down on it, if you just got dropped off your ride and you're lazy, you just want to lay on weight on it, it might not last. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what that comment was about. Someone said, "Yeah, mine cracked. Don't do it." If you're just resting on it, I don't know. Whatever that was, we'll skip past it. But what I like to talk about with this bike is I think Scott did a great job with this version of the Scott Foil. It's a completely changed frame on here. They lowered the seat stays. They tucked that rear one right into the frame right there as well. They changed the head tube to be a little bit taller, so that way it has a better aero profile going through the wind. Less dirty area as well. They utilized the UCI rule change with the head tube being longer now to allow a better to close that gap of the main triangle, and also in that bottom bracket area as well. They made that area much more beefier, and again, much more aerodynamic. It looks like a full-on tri-bike. This is their all-out race aero bike, but you can see right here, you have a lot of carbon in this area. One, for reinforcement when you're putting down power, so that way the frame's not flexing laterally back and forth, but two, also to add more aerodynamics to the bike as well. I do like this bike a lot. I think it looks really good. They also changed up the seat post as well. They now have a three-part seat post. You have the seat post in the front right here. This piece is actually separated as well inside the frame that connects when you put them together. And then you have this little kind of rubber elastomer right here. This can add as a vibration dampener, or if you squeeze together and pull really hard, this pops out. You see like that? And you actually replace it with Scott's own proprietary light that they have that goes inside here, which is really nice. I think that's a nice little touch. But you can run that with a USB-C proprietary light that Scott Synchro sells themselves to fit it, so that way the bike looks very clean. The front tire configuration, it's a 700 by 25C front, 28C rear. You can take up to a 700 by 30C tire in here. And then for all the carbons between the RC30, the RC20, the RC10, and also the RC Pro, they are all HMX carbon. The only one different is going to be the Ultimate, which is going to be the HMX SL, which is going to be their top tier carbon. This one does have a different handlebar than the RC20 as well. This is the RC10. This has a carbon fiber handlebar with an aluminum stem. We'll get more into that in a little bit as well. But I think Scott really did do a good job, and especially with price point. I know I'm going to kill for this in the comment section like I always do, but $7 grand for a carbon fiber rimmed bike, a full carbon fiber, fully integrated cables and housing as well for the front cockpit, the new 12-speed Ultegra Di2 group set. These are prices we were seeing before pandemic, pre-pandemic. Just to name a few of them, the SL7 Pros, those used to be $6,900 or $7,000. A lot of these bikes used to have SRAM Force and Ultegra used to be about $7 grand. Now they're upwards of around $85,000, $9,000. So I think Scott is doing a great job in terms of price point for this bike. Their Ultimate bike, on the other hand, is $16,000. That's a different department. That guy should be, I don't know what the hell. But this bike, again, for $7 grand, I think is a great bike if you want a nice component tier You want carbon fiber wheels, which these aren't the best wheels by any standard, but they're definitely there. They work well. They're bladed spokes. They're 50mm depth wheels. They're carbon fiber. It's a bike that you can buy. You don't have to do anything to it, and you're good to go. So kudos to them. Again, HMX carbon. But without further ado, let me get into the whole video. And the colors are beautiful. I mean, this color right here, it's a gloss carbon. You have a Scott logo right here, kind of with the lines inside there. You have the nice little kind of deep tucked drop seat stays as well. You have the foil logo up here as well. I like this gloss color carbon as well. It's a really cool bike. So let me start off with the handlebars. So on the handlebars section, this is a size large. I mentioned in the last video, with a size large, usually bikes would come with a 100mm stem. With the new foils on a size large, you're getting a 110 stem length and a -10 stem length as well. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for a bike to be super endurancey, this is a race bike, so keep that in mind. They put the longer stem to compensate for the shorter top tube as well, but you get an alloy stem, which I don't know why. Even on some of these new bikes, they should come with carbon fiber stems. These are proprietary stems. People are going to run these stems because it looks the best with the integration. Give them carbon fiber. But with the handlebars, these are different. These are a carbon fiber handlebar. You have these little kind of rubber grommets or gaskets right here to cover up the cable and housing. Ports are there. Just it's whatever, it works okay. And then in the front, you can also buy here a Synchros integrated out front mount as well. You have Synchros bar tape right here. And then also, sorry, my stupid wife called. She's so annoying, always checking on me. Anyways, Synchros bar tape, and then we have the new Shimano 12-speed Ultegra, 12 gears in the rear, 2 in the front, hydraulic disc brakes, very nice stuff. Going down, we have the minimalistic Scott logo right here, which is really clean looking. And then for the wheels, like I mentioned before, these are Synchros Capital 1.0 wheels, carbon fiber, tubeless ready, bladed spokes with their own Synchros hub. The tires are not tubeless though, so you would have to change out the tires if you want to run this bike tubeless ready. These are the Schwabble 1 700/25C, and then the rear is a 28C. I guess I did that for aerodynamics and comfort. Who knows? For the rotors, you're getting on here the new Ultegra rotors, 160mm in the front with the Shimano Ultegra front disc brake caliper. And then we have this beautiful Scott logo going down the side. You can tell this is a little bit more modernized bike. The front fork is raked out much more. I don't know why I like it. They have massive deep aero profiles for these things. I mean, literally it's the size of my hand almost for the front fork. And they're just trying to make this thing as quick as possible. It's a perfect bike for down here. The weight is a non-issue with these bikes. One of the fastest bikes I ever rode was my Vengevise, my S-Force Vengevise. Was 19 pounds, was a freaking tank. But the way that thing held top end speed, night and day difference. I mean, literally you felt like you were effortlessly at those top end speeds. We didn't have a lot of starts and stops. It was great. Beautiful bike. On these bikes, they are a press fit bottom bracket BB86. We have a Shimano Ultegra crankset on here. Going over to this side, it is a 172.5 crank arm with a 5236 chain ring on here as well. And then we have a Ultegra front derailleur with the Ultegra 12-speed chain. For the rear cassette, it's an 1130 cassette Ultegra. And then your main brain frame Ultegra rear derailleur. This is where you're going to charge a bike at. I do like how Scott kind of adds their own direct mount hanger for these things as well. They attach right onto the derailleur. They don't have a derailleur hanger on here. It's just a direct mount, which is pretty cool. You have your water well bolt cages here and here, here and here. They both say Synchros, and they're also a T25. This does come off with a little cap. You can adjust this. You can lower this down if you want to make some adjustments for your fit, which is pretty cool. This thing turns like that, turns like this, turns like that, turns like that. The cables do run underneath here. This cap is kind of a pain in the ass to put on. It's 2 bolts. Right there, you see those 2 bolts? It's like a 3mm. I have my buddy help me while I'm doing it. I kind of just hold it up. He screws in the bolts, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. Again, the same wheel as the front, a Synchros Capital 1.0 wheel. And then we have the Schwabble ones, Schwabbles. 700/28C Schwabbles on there with a couple of Schwabble looking things, Schwabi. And then you have a Ultegra rear disc brake, 160mm in the rear. Again, if you want to go ahead and knock off some grams, you can go ahead and remove these adapters, put on a 140 on there, and you're flying. Don't worry about brakes going downhill. You don't need brakes going downhill. You can do whatever you want. You're Superman. You don't have to worry about stopping. For the seat post itself, we got a nice look at the rear of this bike. Bike's looking real thick. Focus. For the seat post, like I mentioned, this is their proprietary Scott Synchro seat post. This bike, I'm not gonna lie to you, is very comfortable. They did a great job manufacturing this thing. Almost a little bit too comfy. If it was my bike, I would go ahead right away, get rid of those tires. I put on some like 700 by 26C turbo cottons, maybe a TPU tube inside there, and pump that thing up to 110, because this bike is very, very comfortable for what it is, and you feel almost not upright while riding it, but you feel very comfortable on it. And I will have a size demonstration coming up very soon. I have a foil 2022 in stock, 56. So I can actually measure these two side by side, head tubes, everything, and we'll show the difference, because there's a difference on here because this bike feels bigger. But yeah, you have your Synchros proprietary seat posts, and then you have your own Synchros Belcara saddle as well. A very similar size, nice wide cutout for the blood flow, short nose saddle, but a lot of support up here in the front, very similar to like a Shimano Pro saddle as well. But that is your video, guys, on this beautiful Scott Foil RC10 bicycle. Got it just before the sun's going down. As you can see, the sun's about to hit. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Stay tuned for a video for the freewheel body sound test on those Synchros 50s right there. All right, here comes a freewheel body sound test on this Capital 1.0 Synchros. Very loud and engaging hub. All right, guys, that's gonna do this for the video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys next one.